Eurovia Specialist Treatments, we've been working now for almost 10 years, and it's been a culmination of different companies brought together. We're very diverse in our operations that we undertake. We're the only company that carries out surface dressing, micro asphalt, high friction surfacing, as well as niche businesses as well, such as decorative surfacing, street print, footway slurry ceilings.
We are part of the Road Surface Treatments Association. We're very involved in all of the codes of practice that we're developing on the surface dressing, the micro surfacing and the high friction surfacing.
Well, all roads will start to deteriorate, and over time they deteriorate at different rates, and if they haven't been sealed properly, the water will get in, damage will occur. So it's about providing good asset management and doing the right treatment at the right time to solve the problem that you've got.
It gives the road a few more years' life, you know, and it's cost effective to the council. The crew we've got, they've been together for some years. They're very experienced, which helps me a lot.
Basically it's binder with chippings on top and then racked in with 6. It's to prolong the life of the road and also to help skid resistance.
Once the road has been laid, we then get the sweepers in. We do 3 sweeps, and then after that the road markings, so it's then completely open back to the public.
We have a state-of-the-art technical centre within Warrington that provides technical support and cover for the Eurovia Group businesses. We need to understand how our products and processes perform and work within the field.
Technical support is critical on our operations. The type of processes that we undertake are very seasonal, so we need to ensure that the products that we're using are applied correctly at the right time of year, in the right weather conditions, and we use the laboratory for the development of materials to ensure that this is the case, but we also use the laboratory to ensure that we can enhance our materials. High friction surfacing increases the skid resistance. It's applied in areas where there are specific safety issues.
Okay, tonight we're applying the high friction surfacing to these 3 approaches to this junction. Obviously safety measure to reduce accidents. So we're applying a cold applied epoxy system through the new Atmar sprayer and applying a bauxite to the top of that.
High friction surfacing is an important tool because we all are concerned about road safety. It's used particularly in advance of pelican crossings, where public are crossing and you need the extra capacity for braking.
It'll improve the skid resistance values approaching the junction, so at speed vehicles will stop a lot quicker. So obviously approaching a pedestrian crossing, reduce the potential for any accidents or incidents on that.
This year we invested a number of items of plant. We've bought a new anti-skid high friction sprayer. We've also bought a new brining as well for our micro surfacing operations. And we get good support from the group through the Eurovia from our CapEx bids.
Recently we're working as far north as Aberdeen and right down into Devon and across into Kent, so pretty much the whole of the UK really.
Footway solution is a very cost-effective treatment. You're overlaying the existing surface with a bitumen cement aggregate mix, and once that's been applied, you restore the texture of the footway, you restore the shape of the footway, and you're actually providing a footway that is similar to an asphalt finish for a much more cost-effective price.
It fills effectively a gap that you'd have in treating footways, where there's minor degradation, there's some cracking, you've got a little bit of loose material on the top. Rather than break it all out and reconstruct it, which it can be very expensive, you can treat it with the micro process and get quite a few more years pavement life.
Well, we've got a partnership contract with Eurovia here to deliver specialist treatments, footway and carriageway treatments. Well, in setting up these contracts, what we were particularly interested in was the cultural fit with the council, the quality of the work, and the relationship with the customer, not just ourselves but the customers on site, the residents of South Gloucestershire.
Because some of us come from a county council background and we've worked with county council, we've tupered over, we know what the client wants, we know what the client needs are.
It's not a decorative process. It's there basically to seal it, give it a uniform appearance. One of the places it does get used, even when there's not necessarily a structural reason for it, is where there's been a lot of utilities in. You get a great deal of patching. You can cover it with the slurry seal, and then you've achieved a uniform appearance across the board.
Well, there's a lot less waste rather than digging it up and doing it in conventional tarmac. It'll last around 6 to 8 years. I mean, the longer it's down, the better it looks, because it will fade to the same sort of grey as on the path now.
We've got the first programme this year, which is going through Eurovia, and so far it's going very, very well.
I think at Eurovia we are a hands-on people, and I think we do pride ourselves to get on with clients.
Street print is an asphalt imprinting system. When it's completed, the actual colour that you get with the finished product looks absolutely fantastic.
Well, the benefits of it is you've eliminated your trips and falls. You've eliminated any movement that may occur over time with normal conventional footways. And you've also eliminated your moss growth, which means that you have basically a maintenance-free footway.
I think the good thing about street print is it's so simple yet so effective. You eliminate all the trip hazards. It's all clean, tidy. You get nice lines on it, and it's quite surprising how much better it makes an area look.
The whole cost of this process against doing conventional footways, you are looking at a saving of somewhere between 20 and maybe 30%. And if you look at the life cost of the process, I would say you're possibly going to push that up to about 35, maybe 40%, because you've eliminated all your routine maintenance work that you would normally carry out on a footway.
Well, Flexiplast is one of our specialist products. We use it as a stress absorbing membrane on old concrete carriageways, so you can get something that's previously loaded concrete. You do tend to get reflecting cracking through that. By putting the flexible membrane in between, you can prevent those cracks coming through.
It's totally different to everybody else's cracking inhibitor system in the UK. Typically, the UK have always used geotextiles or glass grids. Ours is a spray applied bitumen membrane, so it's heavily polymodified. We apply that at a very high rate of around about 2.5 to 3 kilograms per square metre. And then to protect that layer, we actually then apply the grip fibre microsurfacing to the top of that. To apply the grip fibre, we have to obviously apply water to the membrane so we don't stick to that as well.
We're also using it down at the Dartford West Tunnel as a waterproofing layer. They're stripping all of that out, and effectively Flexiplast provides the concrete interface they need, as well as the waterproofing layer they need, and we can lay that faster than any of the resin processes they've looked at, so it's working very well for both us and them as an end user.
Grit fibre is a blended aggregate, so we've a nominal 6mm size coarse aggregate with 2mm down fines. And what we add to that is a small percentage of fibres, which allows us to increase the binder in the mix, so it makes it more durable.
It's cost effective, it's quick, it causes minimum disruption to the traffic and to the public. Most of the guys have been in microsurfacing since the early 80s, when just after the whole process was brought into England. Probably the most experienced blokes within the country.
If they catch the roads early, then before any structural defects occur, we seal the surface so it stops any water going down through the surface and ice damage. We had a lot from last year with a very hard winter. If we treat the roads prior to it, then it seals the roads and it tends to stop any damage like that.
The team that we have working for us now, we have a good, strong senior management, we have a good, strong contracts managers, supported by experienced supervisors that have come up through the operations, and they're also supported by foremen as well. So the actual structure of the team is a lot more solid than it's ever been, and works very closely as a team together.
Surface treatments are used by the highway engineer as a super tool for preventative maintenance, to get better use, to get better service life, to maximise what we can for the money that we're spending.
I feel very proud to be working with such a fantastic team.